So, today, what am I talking about? Well, I think I'm going to talk about my goodbye banking experience. I wrote about my 10 years in banking on LinkedIn, and that story also did well. And the last time I told you about my 10 less life lessons from banking. So, I'm going to tell you about the story about being a banker, you know, yeah, I'm going to tell you about the story about being a banker and how the whole experience went and the things I achieved while being a banker. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any coloring today, but as usual, I'll try and see what I can do. Yeah, so I have this pack of 24 different pencils. You see them? Beautiful, beautiful pencils. Ah, they look so delicious. Yeah, that's one of the things I love to do, designing, coloring, and just expressing myself through art. Yeah, and I've been doing that since I was 13 years old. So it's still something that I love to do, and that's what became a fashion business for me actually. So, what's the story? I hope you're enjoying the background music because it's really getting into me, and it's going into a crescendo, but I have to reduce it. So the story goes thus: goodbye banking, hello new life. As in like, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like finally, I can leave. So the plan was to be in banking for 5 years to save enough money to sponsor my dreams of music and fashion. Exactly, that was the dream. But then what happened now? So I think I'm going to be able to color this kettle today. Let's see if I can. So the plan, save money for banking, for music and fashion and all of that. I had already started my fashion business and also pursuing my music before the banking job. So like I said, I started sketching since the age of 13. So there's no way I could have been in the bank then. So my fashion always preceded any other thing that I do today. My fashion had always been there. So what happened? I had already started my fashion business and also pursuing my music before the banking job. I wrote that down also so that you get the right perspective. But 5 years turned into 10 years in a blink, guys. In a blink. It was as if, hey, just like that, 5 years, 10 years have gone. But this applies to a lot of people. Oftentimes, they get stuck in the rat race. The bus stop begins to feel like the permanent destination. But hey, I wasn't stuck. Your girl wasn't stuck. I was busy laying foundation for the kind of life I wanted, you know. And funnily, after the first 5 years, every year I would write a resignation letter. I was always done. I was always done. Like, I'm done. I don't think I can handle these people anymore. And it was not given in Gen Z voice. But God, the Father, was yet to give the backing in all of those years. So I kept building capacity. For someone that is watching this, you might be in that crossroad also. You feel like leaving every damn time, but you feel like there is no release in your spirits for you to go. So what do you do? I hope you are seeing what I am doing now, because I want you to see how this thing is progressing. Yeah, I want you to see it. It's important. It's as important as the story, isn't it? Anyways, as I was saying, oh gosh, this phone doesn't want to stay in one place. So let me adjust myself. So what happened next? I kept building capacity, because the truth is that the only way that you'll be able to move to the next level is to build capacity. And one of the things that dawned on me today is the fact that there is the highest version of yourself for every stage that you are in life. And as long as you do not build capacity, Even the highest version of yourself that you're supposed to attain in that season of your life, you can't attain it because you have not built enough capacity, enough power to actually be able to attain it. So there is a highest version of yourself for each season of your life, and it is hinged on the capacity that you have to be able to attain it. It's deep, but ponder on that. So the truth is that I could leave at any time. The 10 years was a journey of self-discovery, personal development, and, I was able to own my skills. So here are a few of the things that I was able to do while being in banking. Wanna hear it? Okay. I ran various businesses, including my fashion business, SNS Couture. I helped, various people start their businesses, helped various people monetize their talents, held leadership position in women-centered NGOs, spoke on various platforms, got my MBA, got certified twice in project management, various newspaper interviews, released various songs, released an official single that streamed on major platforms, volunteered with various NGOs, made investments, made money, lost money. That one pay me go. Had adventures. I traveled. I made tours. Several heartbreaks and disappointments. Got married. Had a son, to mention a few. So, I'd always love to help people and coach them and lead them to learn to navigate their lives. I am a life navigator. I help you move from where you are to where you've always wanted to be and where you are supposed to be. You see, the problem is that, come closer. The problem is that, most people don't know where they are going. Yeah. Most people don't know where they are going. Do you know where you are going? Let's start with you. Most people don't know where they are going. So they get stuck. They don't even know they are stuck. Because there is no vision printed in their head or in their mind to tell them like, this is not where you're supposed to be, or this is just a means to an end. This is supposed to be a leverage. So do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are? Do you know why you are where you are? Is it supposed to be a springboard? Is it supposed to be a ladder to where you are going to? When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. This is everything I just said in the last 30 seconds or so is not part of the write-up, but Rema is coming right now for somebody that is watching this. And some get to their destination and can't even recognize it. The question that I've often been asked in the 10 years is, how do you do it? How do you do all of these things? How are you an achiever despite having a 9 to 5? Because if you know me, you know I'm a powerhouse. And I do a lot of things at the same time and achieve great results. So, now what do? My business is in helping people with 9 to 5 to be multi-achievers. My business is the business of how. The blueprint of how. So, allow me to reintroduce myself. So, I introduced myself about 11 months ago as Abimbola Oluyide, aka QUEENBILLION, the life navigator. I am the queen of monetization. I am a connector, a catalyst, a bridge, and an activator between your dreams and your aspirations. I am now available for public speaking, public booking, and collaborations. There are only 5 slots left for me. Baddest. But the truth is that that's just the reality of life. You cannot remain the same person for life. You have to keep becoming a better version of yourself. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep evolving and keep evolving. You have to keep evolving. Yeah, you need to continue to change colors and, add colors to your life, add colors to your feathers. Yeah. And how many part of the kettle have I been able to draw? That's the reality of life. Sometimes you start coloring a kettle and you're unable to even finish coloring it, but the cocoa is that you even started in the first place in it. But all in all, I hope you're able to gain one or two things from reading my story about how I was in banking and the things that I was able to do while being a banker. Because the truth is that as long as you're in a 9 to 5, you're building somebody else's dreams. But that doesn't mean that you should not abandon your own dreams and not know what you are doing. Because imagine being in a place for 10 years and all you are doing is to have a job just over broke. That's how somebody defined a job, having a job. And the truth is that they will never pay you what you really worth, and you will just always be over broke. And that is why people are constantly yearning for, oh my god, salary week, salary week. They call it buga week, igberaga week. After salary week, what happens next? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Back to status quo. So those are the issues. As long as you're in a 9 to 5, don't be at the mercy of your employer. Okay? Don't be at the mercy of your employer. Be a person of great value to your employer and to yourself, most critically and most importantly. In all of the equation, you are the most important person. And if you are not feeding your soul, feeding your spirit, feeding your mind, feeding your emotions with the right things, you'll be a miserable worker. And 10 years down the line, what do you have to show for it? Exactly. So you have to have something to show yourself when you get home. Work on your dreams. I remember those days. I would get home. I have people that have Ashwebi with me that are going to. Of course, you need to learn the art of delegation because you can't do everything yourself. Okay? Some people that were looking at me from afar felt like, oh, Abimbola. Yeah, of course, there were times that I had to sleep at 2 a.m. Yeah, and I'm still going to work the next day. And I lived in Lagos, and you have to leave home on time as early as 5 a.m., latest 6, so that you can beat the traffic. And I still have to drive myself to work. Just so that I will do the finishing of an outfit overnight and still have to get it delivered because I must deliver. But in those seasons, I appreciated them because they made me who I am. They will build you up and make you a best version of yourself. For that season of your life, you need to show up and build capacity. Because if you do not learn what you are supposed to learn in that season of your life, it will be hard for you to survive the next season. Exactly. So build capacity now. So even while you're in a 9 to 5, build the capacity to be a CEO, build the capacity to be a founder, build the capacity. It's all about capacity building. Don't sit down on your hands building another person's dreams while your own lies fallow. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Build your life while you are building other people's businesses, okay? Thank you for listening. It's Abimbola Victoria Olide and our famous, beautiful pencils. I hope you've been encouraged, empowered, and motivated, and you've had a mind shift about 9 to 5 today. Until next time.